It's your favorite host doing the most. You know, all of the most. It's Mo Manifest tuning in and welcome back to Give 'em Mo podcast. We're well within the season. Miss weeks, a lot of stuff going on this year, and I think that leads to the most important topic thus far of this whole season, and probably one of the most important topics that we ever covered. So, of course, I'm on Manifest. Please stop, like, subscribe, comment to help the growth of the channel so that we can grow to be monetized. And if not, just enjoy the message. But make sure you do that. Of course, if you're just your first time here, I'm the host, the producer, the videographer, the editor, the publisher. I'm the whole media company by myself. I'm Maurice Williams. I'm always here to deliver inspiration. Not really here for gimmicks, so I just keep it straightforward and I stay true to who I am. Whether this grow and become something widely successful or it just becomes a place where I recorded my mental diary, and then we did good. But I found out today that it's Mental Health Awareness Month, and I just think this month is very important. And mental health is not keyed on enough because in today's climate, especially in 2024, I believe that mental health is more important than anything. Of course, all levels, mental, physical, spiritual, but we focus solely on mental today because there's somebody you know that's probably smiling and it seems like they're doing okay and they're really hurting. And there are some people that's down and there are some people that have doubt. And the reason why this is so touchy is because although I'm going to tell you to pour into people who may need you, to me, as a person that's considered to be strong, right? You know, you own your own business, you know, you do well, you're married now. One of the things I learned is that we become the older we get and the higher our understanding get, that our mental health doesn't become, we understand, us that do understand that you may not have all the time in the world to check on me and don't mind me. I really couldn't find nowhere to put my little mic today. So I'ma just hold it. So if y'all see me, I got big hands and I got this little mic. You know, don't mind me, you know. It's kinda cool, but hey, don't mind me. But back to the message. Short and sweet. You know, just because a person is strong and, you know, you always see them up, that's not an excuse to not hold yourself accountable to at least ask that person how they doing. It don't have to be a long conversation. It don't have to be nothing. Even if the person play it off like everything is fine. A lot of people out here just wish somebody would ask them how they're doing. And because they have the perception of a strong person. And I quote, because what is a strong person? Am I strong just because mentally I can hold more? I wouldn't necessarily say that makes me stronger, that makes me more capable, but in the same breath, that might make that person, I say me because I'm generalizing, that might make that person just more numb to things. Just because you can hold more mentally, you also got to understand what caused this person to get to the point of mental numbness. People don't focus on that enough either. There's a lot of significant events that take place in these chapters in life, and with Mental Health Awareness Month, you know, it takes a person like me with a small platform, but whether it's one person, 20 people, 20,000, 20 million, make sure that your voice is heard. When it comes to mental health, this has been one of my favorite getaways. Used to be like shooting around at basketball, and I can still do that, but life offers certain strengths now. So getting up here and trying to stay consistent and trying to figure out how I can do more to grow and do things like that has been one of my favorite challenges. Knowing that I have the mental capability to keep delivering. You know, I look back on my episode list and we've been doing this for 4 years and I have over 80 episodes and it's like, man, where has the time went? And I probably, you know, the astounding thing about it is I probably can do every single one of those 80 episodes over without listening to them. And because life has went on and I'm mentally stronger than I ever been, I can deliver a better message today than I did when I first started. And my first episode was called Starting Things. And I did not look it up. I just remember it was just a voice recording. And it was my first time stepping out. And it got a way better reaction than I ever could anticipate because it was my first time becoming vulnerable. But let me tell you, give you a rundown of what's happened to me since starting podcasts and stuff like that. I became a mentally more solid person because if you're not reading or writing or sports, what are you doing to express yourself? Everybody has a voice. And I always remind people you don't have to be a rapper or you don't have to do a podcast. Just make sure that in some creative way you can express you. Everybody don't have to understand. As long as you understand and you will eventually attract those people. What I'm saying is that mental health is so important because so many people are suffering. So many people are tired. So many people feel like they can't catch a break. So many people feel like they can't get ahead. So many people feel like when they're doing the right thing, that bad things keep happening to them. But I'm gonna tell you what changed my fortune in this world. I had big, they say faith of a mustard seed, right? But I got faith of a universe because I there's nothing in this life that I can do to explain to you how some of these events have turned in my favor and how I ended up where I am and how when my back is against the wall and I just don't quite understand, I turn to what got me here, this faith system, how you go about doing things. And I think in 2024, not to get off topic, the scariest thing that's it's scary, but it's kind of changing. The scariest thing I've seen in 2023 and 2022, and I guess it came from COVID, and it was a progression, but you see more people get away from faith systems than I ever seen in my life. And a lot of people might come at me the wrong way. The emergence of, what can I say, spirituality and pseudo religion sent a lot of people to dark places. But I'm seeing more and more people turn back to God, whatever they believe in, and understand that this text in the scripture, although you don't have to take everything literal, it will guide you. And it makes so much sense that you got to ask yourself, even with it being misinterpreted, it makes sense because it's a guide for life. And I'm not telling you to go read a Bible or Quran or any of that, but I am telling you that we are born with certain innate abilities. Um, it's a lot of things we don't know that'll take place in your life, and you have to be okay with it. Like, I didn't realize that in getting married, people automatically put you in this superficial shelf, and they automatically judge your marriage how they would perceive theirs. Notice I judge your marriage how they would perceive theirs. And that's neither, to me, that's a bad thing because people will assume I can't talk to him no more, this and that, because he's married. And I appreciate you for being respectful. But to touch more on mental health, you become numb up here because you stop hearing from people that you heard from once every day. And I'm not sad or anything. I hope everybody's doing good and I love everybody. Now, my responses might be different. I may not be mean, but I'm just not that person to reach out to no more about certain things because I value myself too highly to chase anything at this point in my life. And since I do have my family, you see them in the comments. They comment. They're my biggest supporters. They've been there since day one, through thick and thin. Since I have such a upbringing raised by females and understanding that when you come from a matriarch, that there's a certain level of sensitivity that your mother and your aunts and them can give you. But that made me understand the world better. No, they could not teach me how to be a man. You learn that on your own, but a great mother can tell you what to look for when you come from a great class of great women, and I just hope that they look back and see, like, look at, no, you won't get it right 100% of the time and nothing, but look back at what you created, and I can honestly say all of my cousins and everybody is doing well. So, from a mental standpoint, even though we all don't talk all the time, it's enough of us that reach out to enough of us to at least make sure our close knit family is okay. Whether that's group chats or whatever. Nobody has to get in the chat and express how they're feeling. But I hope you do understand that you don't have to put your business on Front Street, but somebody will listen. And I think a lot of people suffer because they put so much belief into somebody loving them or somebody being there for them, that because you always say, well, I did it for them. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news. If you do anything with the expectation that a person is supposed to return it, you already fail. You already set yourself up, because the only way to be let down is to have an expectation. So in this journey, I'm 29, I'll be 30 this year, September the 9th. I feel like mentally I aged so many years. Not like in a bad way, like I'm old. I never claimed that, but like to the point where sometimes I'm talking to my peers and I just feel like, why am I bringing myself down? To the point where I have real life friends that are actually like the age of my own mother. To the point where it's like talking to my grandmother, who's way almost three times my age, is more enjoyable than talking to some peers. And sometimes you ask yourself, why? And it's like, because somebody has to do it. Somebody's going to be wiser. Somebody's going to be stronger. Somebody's going to be faster. Somebody might progress before you do. Somebody might grow quicker than you. But that doesn't mean you can't rewrite your chapter. So, in the essence of mental health awareness, but just know that if you made it to this point in the message, that whatever you're going through, somebody will listen. Whether it's a counselor, a mentor, find an outlet, find something. Somebody cares somewhere. You just haven't met them yet. And last but not least, because we're going to focus on mental health this whole month, this is just a breakthrough into mental health awareness month. And you might get more episodes just coming more rapidly this month, because this topic is very, very, very important, and we want to chime in on it as much as possible. Like, don't get to a point where it's so dark that you feel like seeing the light is the only thing you can do. And I'm gonna say it again. Don't allow yourself to get to a point where it's so dark that seeing the light is it's like the only thing you feel like you have left to do. I know that's probably not the best way to end it, but sometimes when you want to get a message across, you have to put it in a way so people can understand. As always, it's your favorite host doing the most, producer, writer, videographer, editor, and so much more. I'm Mo Manifest. Take care of your mental health, and everybody stay blessed. And by the way, if you hear this message and you feel like nobody in your life is listening to you, a perfect stranger to me, leave a comment underneath. There's a lot of charismatic people, including myself. I'm not quite at that point where so many people is looking and commenting that I can't at least acknowledge you and give you some type of advice. So if you're going through something and you're new or whatever, and you want to leave a comment, just leave a comment. We'll get back with you as soon as possible. But as always, with much love, I hope everybody take care of yourself, and most importantly, take care of your mental health in the month of May and beyond. Peace.